Hey y'all, it's me, Agnes Rose, obviously, and I'm back. I know it's been forever, but I really wanted to give y'all a thorough, how we call it, a review of like what I've been doing up till now, and like everything, all the problems, all the issues, everything I've hit after becoming an owner-op without no sunshine and glitter, and just the things people usually have or that you've seen on YouTube where everything just worked out and you don't see like really the hard work and just like the hiccups you hit along the way. I wanted to make sure I gave y'all that review of what's going on. So let's get into this opening and then I'll come back and tell y'all what the hell's going on. Good morning, y'all. It is me, Agnes Rose, and you're back watching my vlog. Alright guys, so hold on, let me stop for a moment. Alright guys, so where we left off when I last talked to you guys, I was getting my truck, getting the title for my truck, just grabbed my rental property, just all those things around the same time, and I was having to sit at my house for a month waiting for just getting all the paperwork and everything ready. After that was done though, I got on the road. So I'm gonna say it's not a disclaimer, it's just sometimes a lot of people are very smug, like when things seem to not work out for somebody because it didn't work out for you, you might decide to say, oh, you should have known this would never work out, or da da da. I don't listen to that type of advice. I don't listen to people who try to like put you down and disguise it as, oh, I'm just giving you advice for the future. You know what I'm saying? You can give good criticism without trying to downplay something someone else has done. So I usually don't tell everyone my plans until after. But because I'm hitting a couple hiccups of things I just really didn't know before I got my truck, or before I decided to leave Prime and do things like that, I decided to let y'all know because a lot of things are changing now for me. So I'm gonna give you a rundown of what I was gonna do, my plan when I decided to do this. Now, I got my apartment and my truck at the same time, and I was a bit optimistic, but my plan that whole time was get the apartment and get it set up to have renters coming, so when I'm on the road, I'm not home all the time, but I am. With this new job, I'm home like every weekend, every week. So I still wanted to rent out my place. Even though that was the case, I would just be able to check it more. So that was the plan. I got the apartment, I set it up, and I got my first tenant in it like last week. So that was one thing I got to check off the list, where I don't have to worry about that rent, that stuff like that, because that's paying for itself. One. The second thing was getting my truck. Y'all know I was ready to kind of get off the road. Even though I love being on the road and I love being a trucker, I did want a break. I feel like I've been home way more than I wanted to be in general these last couple of months. So now I don't really feel like being home. But my plan was, boom, get my truck, drive it. Like I was going to put tires to road, and get all those miles, accumulate a couple miles to see what happens to this truck, because I wanted to see if it was gonna break down or anything, but I needed it to happen within these 3 months, because that's when the warranty where I can get everything fixed, and nothing come out my pocket. So that's what I did. I hit the pavement as soon as my phone overheated, so sorry, it's hot. But okay, after 25,000 miles, that's when everything kind of started hitting my truck. But we were definitely within the range of the warranty that I had got, because I got a used truck. I didn't get a new truck. One of my first trucks to be used and not just a new one, and just kind of get everything. I really am one of those people that learn like that. Like I don't need a brand new. Anyway, I got the 25,000 miles, and the first thing that happened was my radiator. Honestly, I'm gonna put the clips in from just everything that happened. So let's go ahead and do that real quick here. Good morning, y'all. It is me, Agnes Rose, and you're back watching my vlog. Alright guys, so hold on, let me stop for a minute here. Let me come over here. So I had to, it's been a long, eventful week. It's been so crazy. But I had to get my radiator fixed, and it was still under warranty, so it was free. Yay! I'm picking it up from Kinsworth right now. Let's check it though. Let's look at it. Alright, it is fixed, thank God. Thank God. Let me tell you, the spots that I showed you, the top, I had to close my my HUD, but the top and the bottom of, well, it was like right behind the radiator, or like right behind, yeah, the radiator, and the top of the radiator was just spewing out coolant. Like, it was so crazy. At first I thought it was my coolant reservoir. Alright guys, we are hooked up to a tow truck. Obviously things didn't work out. I was like 30 miles away from my drop, and it stopped working. You're not gonna be able to get to me. They're not gonna be able to get to me until the morning. At Kinsworth. This bathroom, trying to keep him away from everybody before he beat them up, you know. Alright guys, let me just fill y'all in on what's going on. So last time y'all saw me, y'all saw that I came here to the Kinsworth in Ashland because of the gash that was on the line that connected to my, from my radiator to my my engine. So I'm here. As they're fixing it or doing a diagnostic over it, they realize there's another leak somewhere. They see that though it's a blue hose that is attached from my radiator to my engine, and that is the wrong hose. Like, someone put the wrong hose on my engine. Now, as we all remember, I just got my truck fixed in Atlanta at the Kenworth in Atlanta. So we called them and let them know they put the wrong hose on there. They are denying putting that hose on there. They're saying they didn't touch anything over there. Just like they said they didn't touch the gash. But as I remind y'all, they told me that it didn't pass the leak test that first time. And now they're trying to say it was my air conditioning. Nothing's wrong with my air conditioning. Everything's fine with that. So they're trying to like put off responsibility for doing certain things to my truck. I called Lone Mountain to let them know that they're saying that it was so like that. She's saying it doesn't make sense. They took out an entire radiator and replaced and put on the wrong hose, like attached the wrong hose to the radiator. They didn't touch it. It doesn't make sense. It's also supposed to be a spring inside that hose, so that's negligence even if they did. So at some point, someone needs to take ownership or just responsibility for messing up my truck. This was already going to take 4 hours to get fixed. Now we're trying to figure out everything else that has to get fixed, or what's wrong with what's going on. Like I said, only thing that was wrong when I took my truck there to the place, like when I got it checked by Love's,
It was only the radiator. The radiator was the only thing. There was no gashes in any other lines. There was no gashes in no other lines. Like, I was sitting right there when he did the air test to my truck. So now we have leaks coming out of everywhere after it's gotten fixed at this Atlanta shop. Me and Gigo are inside the trucker lounge, just sitting here. And the things that's coming out of pocket so far, they're saying that I'm gonna have to pay for that part, that other hose, which is only $100. But it's just like, I also gotta pay $206. Even though the towing was covered, they took out my drive shaft when they were towing my truck along with that trailer. They took out my drive shaft. Like I was saying, sorry. I'm trying to remember. There's so much going on. But yeah, they disconnected, or they took out the drive line to my truck when they were towing it from wherever I was. It was like 40 miles away from here. The tow truck did. So I had to pay that was $206 for them to put it back in or whatever. And then I might have to pay for this line. So that's $306 so far. And they said they're not going to charge me for the labor for it, just because they're trying to save me some money. And I'm just like, this is so, I'm blessed that, like I said, I have things in the warranty. So something that could have ended up being $3,000 is only ended up being $300. But at the same time, a lot of this should never even been happening. And I don't like the fact that the Kenworth in Atlanta is trying to take no responsibility for nothing. Right, Gigs? Right. Exactly. Guys, they are finished with my truck. They got a trailer right there. They're finished with us. Look at Giggle. Super happy to get back in the truck. You know how he be. I'm gonna pop the hood because y'all know I gotta check again. Last time I checked, if I would have known that the hose was wrong, obviously I'm not a mechanic, so why would I know that? But like, let's check it. Let's check everything. All right, guys. So we got a lot of work done. We got a new radiator. She's right there. Let me wipe my camera. All right, guys, we got a lot of work done. We got a new radiator a couple days ago. She's right there. Oh, they filled me up with coolant. It's just good. And they gave me 2 more bottles. We got this line fixed, as y'all see. Normal hole. And then they gave me a bigger, this is the blue hose that they had to replace. Yeah, it is a bigger. Oh, thank God. Let's turn this bad boy on and see if we get any bad things. Come on. Look at that dog, y'all. Look at that dog. Alright, guys, so it's been such an annoying ass like situation. Like these last 2 weeks, obviously, I've just had so many problems with my truck. So right now, I think last time we talked, he was fixing my air valve. Come to find out, my whole housing, because I had to stop at Kenworth, and they told me, sorry, y'all hear it. It's just, look, it's so much going on. But I stopped at Kenworth, and they told me that my whole housing for my air dryer was cracked, and that's why air was escaping. So when I woke up, everything was working. So I'm honestly on my way to go get it fixed right now, and I was just like, I could just probably make it there and be good. So it was making it, and now the air has went out. Let me show y'all what I've had to do, and hopefully it works right now and don't embarrass me on this camera. Let's go. We're on the side of the road. Let's go. So I have to climb down here. I got my hammer. I got, you know. Let's drop this down here and let's go down. Now, if I was a big person, which no offense to big person, I love them so much. But if I had gained some more weight, I don't think I could do it. Now, because I haven't shown you guys this, I'm kind of happy this kind of happened so I can show you. So one of these hit. So that's right there, as you can see. Let's see if I can turn on it. So it's not really making a noise another like 100 miles. Okay. Ah! Oh. Yeah, I've been having to get down and dirty. Also, everything with my coolant is fixed except for my sensor, and I need to get that fixed before the 24th, which we have a whole bunch more warranty things that I'm about to get fixed, you know, my coolant sensor being one of them, and they need to check my air conditioning because it's leaking a little bit, and I don't know if that's just because of condensation or what. And I feel like it was one more thing. Oh, and I need to see if my APU has a warranty because the air conditioning hasn't been working. So all this needs to get done before the 24th because that's when my 90 days is over with this warranty, and I've just been checking off the list and getting everything fixed for free. Anyway, this is working. We're back. Good PSI. Let me show you. Let's get back on the road. Look at that. I've driven. All this started happening after like 50,000 miles. Like I drove 50,000 miles and then like everything started going crazy. So I am here getting my my air dryer changed, like the whole thing. I'll show y'all the air dryer. My boss is Russian, so he knows Russian mechanics obviously, and they gonna give us a little discount, and so they're working on it right now. They're probably talking about how much I beat that thing in, but as long as it's getting changed. This one's the old one. This one's the new one. Yeah, they really match. Like everything matches about them. So boom, like when it came to just that, I was happy that that was going on. Now this is where things started to get a little dicey. I'll say that it started to get a little dicey because, like I said, I had plans, but you know, you can't always plan your life. God's gonna do what He want to do, and obviously, God wanted me to go through something a little bit. Anyway, so my plan was just to have somebody drive my truck. Like that was what I was doing. I was gonna drive it for 3 months, 3 to 4 months, and then get someone in my truck to drive it. My plan was to have them drive it for Landstar, so that's why I was getting everything, you know, right with this truck, just to make sure when I got someone in this truck, everything was just running smoothly and they wouldn't have to worry about anything. I wanted to hit all the problems I need to hit when I was in the truck so I could take care of it. You know, that's why I had the extra money and things like that and all the savings that I had saved just for this type of instance. So after I got everything fixed with this truck, you know, the next step was to go to find a driver, first of all, and then apply for my truck to be used for Landstar. Now, I don't know, I know a couple of y'all know, but for the new people, I have a ticket. Like my first year of driving, I got a ticket. It wasn't even a ticket, it was a warning, because if it was a ticket, I could have got it taken off, like because of everything. But I will tell you this, if a police officer pulls you over and they're like, I'm gonna just give you a warning, I'm not gonna give you a ticket, don't take it. Take the ticket. Take the ticket because you're gonna fight the ticket. A warning, you can't do nothing about that for 3 years until it just drops off on its own. But that will hinder you when you want to go somewhere else and get hired. Like, they will not hire you because of whatever warning you might have, and it might not even be as serious as what it is. I have a warning on my driver's record, my PSP. So when I was going to when I was applying for Landstar, I got denied because of that warning and the ticket I got earlier this year. So with those things, they were saying that I couldn't have a driver because I was a risk of driving my own truck while I was under them. Obviously, I didn't want to do that. I was, you know, my plan was to not be driving, have somebody driving my truck, and starting nursing school in September. So it was a little irritating. So everything's kind of been like a little irritating because that put a hinder in the plans that I had, you know.
Thank God I have people who drive already, so they've been recommending me to other places to lease my truck out or to find drivers for. But that really bothered me because with being an owner out in this economy right now, the best thing for you to do is to be driving with companies who have contracts. The small companies that use low boards and have no contracts, no nothing, this is not the economy for it. Like, you can still make some money, but you're not going to be making that money that you were making when you were with contracts at those bigger companies. So of course I wanted to get my drivers the best of the best. I wanted to get them some good money and still be able to get a great profit out of them too. So my whole thing was putting them under a bigger company. Because I can't be with Landstar, it irritated me a lot. Those deals on gas, on fuel, come on, you can't beat them. Prime had great fuel discounts everywhere I went. Fuel was like $2.50. If you are in the real world with your truck, you'll know these gas prices are like $3.69, and they go all the way up to $4.20 when you go to some places. So it's just like, I have Fleet One only takes about 30 cents off, so I'm still paying $3 for like fuel and things like that. And it's kind of been like, oh my god, like that's jumping in there. It's a lot. It's a lot of extra money going into it. But like I said, you can still make good money, but you won't be able to have a driver and stuff. You'll have to be on the road. And even though I'm on the road with this company, I still get to be home every weekend or every week. So I'm so thankful for that. But you know, my plan was to really have things working for me. The thing that I have worked hard for last year was so that I could prepare myself to have everything else working for me and me be able to do whatever else I wanted to do to make more money, you know, more income, or to learn another trade skill, things like that. That's what I was setting myself up for. Obviously, y'all heard me. I wanted to start nursing school this fall. With me not having a driver in this truck, it's been like, oh my god, like, am I going to be able to do it? But I believe in myself, and I know that the income will come. I'll be able to find a driver. I did find drivers. I just can't work for where I want to go. So now I have to look for, you know, other things. It's a little hiccup, but I'm still able to push my truck, able to make money, not be held down by anything else. So I'll be all right. So that's really what's been going on right now. We're in the middle of that. We're in the middle of one of those hiccups you have to go through when you're becoming your own boss and you're making a better situation for yourself, or you're taking those steps that no one else in your life has taken, where they have, you know, done the things that you're doing. So y'all, right now, because I'm about to get back on the road, I want to talk to y'all before we start the rest of this, you know, vlog. That's what's going on. So I haven't really been, you know, vlogging because I'm going through things. I'm making things happen for myself, so I haven't really been, you know, handling this where I need to. But I know y'all like, girl, but I know y'all like, where are you? So I wanted to check in with y'all. Anyway, I'm in the middle of doing a load from Atlanta to Minnesota. We're almost in Minnesota right now. We're in Iowa. So let's get back on the road and finish our vlog out. And we're back to normal broadcasting. I know I said that last time, but this time I'm for real. Because y'all gonna come along for the ride. And I'm glad I was able to share, you know, just some things that's going on. Y'all know me. I'm optimistic about a lot of things, and I'm a realist, but I know that I can make things happen, and God doesn't want me to struggle. He doesn't want me to not be successful. So I already know it's going to happen for me. The things that I did want to happen and the way I wanted it to happen didn't happen, because obviously that wasn't a part of the plan, that like how it was supposed to go. So this has made me have to work a lot harder than just being content. You know, it's making me have to actually like put in a little bit more work and figure out other situations or other ways to do things. But it's also a good way for me to like stand on my own 2 feet, if that makes sense, without depending on, like, if anything was to ever happen. You know, this year so far has been like, if I wasn't taken care of with my bigger companies or mega carriers, things like that, and I had to do things on my own, could I do it? Yes, I could. Obviously, y'all see me. So yeah, let's get back on the road. I gotta go.
Still got love for your mommy. I know you wanna be somebody.
I made it to the destination. I'm walking through it right now. Middle of nowhere. I was just listening to all these scary stories, like scary true stories and stuff. And I'm terrified. But we about to get back in the truck after he finished pooping and go to sleep. And then I'll talk to y'all in the morning.
Even if you gotta leave somebody. Yes, I'm hurt. Yes, I'm hurt. Most of the things I don't wanna say. I won't be around while you chase. You'll try to come back when you faint. I always want the truth, but it's dangerous.
Hey y'all. Good morning. So we're heading to New Jersey. Sorry, I'm like in the mix of thinking about something and trying to talk to y'all. We're on our way to New Jersey from South Dakota. Life's good, trip's good, body's tea. Let's get on the road. I want to let y'all know that I forgot to tell y'all yesterday, I had got my hazmat and my tankers, and I want to touch down on a couple things that you're gonna need if you do end up getting your hazmat and your tankers and you haven't gotten it yet. If you're in Georgia, you have to take a test. I'm gonna link the not take a test, but you have to take class, and it's like an hour class. Honestly, you can find it online. They have online classes, or you can go to a school. But all it took me was, sorry, my GPS was talking to me, but all it took me was an hour and a half, and then I took that test. But I had already studied for the hazmat test and the tankers test, like for like I had already been studying for my hazmat and my tankers that week. So honestly, the class was really just touching up on the things that I had already been studying. And after the class, which was an hour, they give you a test, and then they send your test score to the FMSCA. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I don't even know if that's the right acronym for that, but yeah, they send it to there. And you also have to get your fingerprint. Now when you get your fingerprint, you need to get, I would suggest getting it at least a month in advance. But you know, who is thinking like that? Like when you think, oh, I'm about to go get my hazmat and stuff, you probably like a week, like it's like a week of me personally, I was thinking that, I was like, you know what, I'll just go get my hazmat a week before I took the test. So when you go and do your fingerprint, it's gonna take them like a month to get that fingerprint process. So take your test, go ahead and take your test, but you're gonna have to wait for that phone call that your fingerprint and everything went through, just like for your if you have a TWIC card. I have a TWIC card, so I don't know what's taking so long, but yeah, I'm still waiting on my fingerprint, so I didn't get the endorsement on my ID yet. I have to go back to Georgia and get that done. Also, they just passed a law June that even if you got your medical card, you still have to get wherever you got your medical card to send it to the DMV. You can't email it to them, you can't show it to them. You have to get that clinic that you went to email it to the DMV wherever you went to go take your test, so that they can put it on your file. So I was going to just give the one that I already have, but it expires in October, so I'm just going to get another one, and I'm going to send that to them. It takes 2 days for that to process to them too. So just want to let y'all know that that's what's going on. Anyway, we have to get back on the road. I got some soup. I stopped at Quick Trip. I got soup, and I got this pulled pork, mac and cheese, barbecue sauce thing. It looked good, so I'm about to eat it. And I got cherries. So yeah, let's get on the road. So I had to giggle. Hold on. He looked like a grown man. He looked big, but he is actually very, very small. I have a very small dog. Sorry, you big dog. You big dog, giggle baby. But yeah, these mosquitoes are outside. I'm at the Quick Trip. It's a lot of parking here right now. I'm about to leave. I'm about to be driving till like 3 in the morning. Let's get on it. This world isn't gonna drive itself.
Most of the things I don't wanna say. I won't be around while you chase. You'll try to come back when you faint. I always want the truth, but it's dangerous. You got something real, not bad. You wanna get what you start. Guess I'm hurting, guess I'm jaded. Most of these things I don't wanna say. I won't be around while you chase. You wanna hear me down when you make it. You'll try and come back when you're famous. I always want to prove, but it's dangerous. You got something real, not basic. You wanna get with me, stop.
There goes y'all favorite nephew. He don't listen worth a damn. Worth a damn. And before y'all say he don't get it from me, he get it from y'all. Y'all enablers. Hi y'all. So I almost didn't make an ending to our to the video. I just want to say thank you guys for being here with me and supporting me and staying, you know, down for me. I have a book coming out, a little ebook, and I would really love if y'all would support me and, you know, check it out. But it really is for people who's trying to get into trucking, who don't know what they need to do financially when it comes to trucking, like saving money. Like, I know y'all noticed that I had saved with my, it should be easy, you know, because of the money that you make. It might sound easy, but being financially literate is something that you learn when you haven't, like, when you're not used to it, or you don't have best examples of being financially literate. So you know, saving my truck and everything, saving that $25,000, $50,000 in that short amount of time, even though, you know, I worked my ass off and did my thing. But I show you guys a lot of stuff in this book, this ebook, and I really want you guys to support it. It's about your mental also and your physical, what you need to eat, what gyms you need to go to, things like that. So I'll let y'all know when I'm dropping it, and I'll see y'all later. Shout out to you, shout out to me, shout out to God, and please, Lord, continue to bless me with this trucking adventure. Amen. Bye, y'all.